Greetings, hockey fans, and welcome to Game 6 of the finals between the 1979-80 New York Islanders and Minnesota NORTHSTARS using Hockey Blast from PLAAY Games. Now, these are the two finalists of the playoffs in a 12-team league that I had, composed of one division, which was teams from the 1972-73 WHA season, and another division of 6 teams from the 1979-80 NHL. And the Islanders currently are leading this series 3-2. The NORTHSTARS took the first game on a hat trick from Steve Payne, who's so far the leading point getter in the playoffs. But since then, he has 1 assist in the last 4 games, so he is cold, and that probably has something to do with the NORTHSTARS struggling in the finals. And so the Islanders won the next 3, and then Minnesota just won Game 5 on a GILLIES shutout at Nassau Coliseum, so we find ourselves back at the Met Center in Minneapolis for Game 6. Now, my rooting interest is usually based on the team having the most former California Golden Seals and Cleveland Barons. So on the NORTHSTARS, we've got Al McAdam, Greg Smith, and Gilles Malache. We've got 3 players. And on the Islanders, we have Wayne Merrick. And, well, Jean Potvin just played with the Barons. He didn't play with the Seals. So my rooting interest is with the Minnesota NORTHSTARS. And we've switched over here to use a red dice in place of the black die, but we're always going to read the red die first, just for reference. And we are underway with the face-off. 5-3, that's an 8. The face-off goes to the home team. These discs will indicate which line is on the ice. This is used to indicate momentum, and this is used to indicate which team has the puck. So in the first minute of play, we roll an 8, which is double 4s, and that is going to be a hit check on an ice blast. NORTHSTARS have 1 player with the hit quality. Islanders have 2 players, so the Islanders win that challenge. The NORTHSTARS turn the puck over. We roll a 6-3, that's 9. That is a momentum check. Again, we're checking for the hit quality. Islanders have 2 players with the hit quality. NORTHSTARS have 1, so the Islanders will gain momentum, and we remain in the same minute. And we roll a 5, that's going to be a penalty check. And we roll an 8, that's offense. The player, the team with the puck, offense 1. That's NYSTROM is a 1.5 penalty. And you check the opponent, which is defense 5, and Barrett is a 1 penalty, so the penalty is going to be against the Islanders. And we roll a 9, and that is a minor, and we're also checking for a possible fight. NYSTROM's fight rating is a 5. And we roll a 3, so NYSTROM's going to get a fight as well. And there's only 1 player on the NORTHSTARS with a fight rating, that's Barrett, a 1. I'm not going to bother to check if it's within his range. We're going to count the fight because I like having penalties. So it's NYSTROM 2 minutes plus 5 minutes for fighting, and Barrett 5 minutes for fighting. And we're going to roll to see who won the fight, but the NORTHSTARS are going to have momentum anyway because they're going to be on the power play. And we roll a 7, so the fight was broken up before any punches were thrown. And yeah, well, since no punches were thrown, technically we're going to just consider that a shoving match, and we are not going to give majors to both players. So it's just going to be a power play for the NORTHSTARS. I'm moving the discs ahead to the line that's going to come on after the power play is over. And NORTHSTARS have momentum on the power play. First power play unit is line 1, McAdam, Payne, Smith. Hartsburg on 1 point, and Mike Eaves, the forward, is going to play the other point. Line 2 for the NORTHSTARS, Sharpley, McCarthy, Young, Sargent on the point, and ZANUSSI on the other point. Islander penalty killers, first forwards are Bourne and Harris, with Lorimer and Langevin on defense. And the second unit is Trottier and Dwayne Sutter, with John Potvin and Dave Lewis on the second defensive unit. So here's the face-off. We roll an 8. It's going to go to the power play team, and if they have players with the special power play circle star quality, they're going to get an immediate play, and 2 players have it, Payne and McAdam. So we're going right to the play chart. And we roll a 6. That's a 3-2-1 pass. Player in the number 3 position passes to number 2, and number 1's going to get the shot. So the assists are 3, 4, and 2 play shots. That's a total of 6. So the white dice has to beat a 4, because that's Billy Smith's play save number. Incidentally, we didn't mention the goalies. Gilles Malache and Billy Smith are in net. So here we go. Here's the shot. And that is a 2-2, so it's within range, but Smith makes the save. And there's going to be a rebound, which goes directly to Bobby Smith. And we add 1 to his shot range, so he now has 3. We need at least a 3 on the red dice. And we roll a 5-5. That's a save by Smith. And the puck is turned over to the Islanders. We're in the 2nd minute of the power play. And we roll a 10, which is a turnover. So the puck goes back to the North Stars. Still in the 2nd minute. And we roll a 5-3. That's an 8. And it's going to be an ice blast check. We're checking for the smart quality, which usually indicates veteran players. So we have Tim Young, and ZANUSSI is over here. So only 1 player with the smart quality versus Trottier, Sutter, Potvin, and Lewis. Islanders only have 1 smart quality, so the North Stars are going to win the check, and they're going to get a play. On the play chart, that's 3-2-1. 1, there's a momentum star. 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 play shot chances for the North Stars, and they roll a 5-2. That's a save and a face-off. Billy Smith makes a save, hangs on for a face-off, and the Islanders kill the power play. Momentum is over. We're in minute 5 with lines 3 on the ice. There's a 5. It's immediate play for the Islanders. At 7, we go to the secondary play chart. Roll a 9. That's a 5-1-4. And we got a couple of scissors in there, so the Islanders are not going to have a chance to score on this one. And it's a 4-4, which is an 8, so that's just a save by Malache. And turnover, North Stars take it. Line 4's got it. I only use line 4 for both teams in the first period. After that, we go back to 3 lines. And defensive pair 1 is on with line 4 right now. And they roll an 8, a 5-3. That's the smart check again. Anderson and Schmier have the smart quality, and 2 players on the Islanders have it, but since it's tied, the home team gets to play. So we got to play for the North Stars. That's an 8, 2, 1, 3. We got a couple of scissors. It's not going to score. They're hoping for a rebound. And they roll a 4. That's a shot and a save by Billy Smith. If the Islanders have a defensive square, the Islanders turn it over. They do not, so the center is going to get the rebound shot. Chris Maneri, he needs a 1 on the red dice. And there's a 1-1, but Billy Smith has 1 shot save star. So the North Stars did not beat it with a 1-1. Smith makes the save. But now the Islanders need 2 defensive squares to turn it over. They do not have it, so it's going to be another rebound to Greg Smith. He's got a scissor, so it's going to be, they're going to need a 1 on the red dice. And there's a 6-5-11, that's a save. And it's a breakaway coming back the other direction for the Islanders. And they roll an 11, that's 1-3-5. 1-3-5. They've got 2 stars with a momentum star for Dave Lewis. And they roll a 10, that's Malache comes up with the save on the breakaway. And North Stars take over. We're back to line 1, and we're in minute 7. And they roll a 10. That's a turnover if the Islanders have a defensive square, which they do. It's Trottier, by the way, not Bossy. That's my own little adjustment to some of the ratings. And because it's a double 5, it's another breakaway for the Islanders. So Jill Malash is being challenged here in the first period. They roll a 10. That's a 4, 2, 1, 6 stars for Mike Bossy. He's got to beat a 4 for Jill Malash. He needs a 5 or a 6 on the white dice. And they get it. Mike Bossy scores on a breakaway from John Potvin and Gillies. And the Islanders are on the board early. From Gillies and John Potvin. So we got 1-0 Islanders here. And the Islanders take momentum. And the face-off is 4. It goes to the high face-off player. That's going to be Wayne Merrick on the Islanders. And they roll a 7. That is a 3-minute lull. So we mark off 3 minutes. I'm using a supplemental lull shot chart here. So it's 2 shots for the Islanders, 1 for the NORTHSTARS. We're in minute 10. And there's an 8, so that goes to the home team. And we roll a 10. It's a turnover if the Islanders have a defensive square. Stefan PERSSON does. It's a turnover. And we have another 7. That's another 3-minute lull. So we're up to minute 13 now. We start again with a face-off. 6 goes to the Islanders. And a 9, that is a momentum check. And same 2 lines last time. So the Islanders had 2 to 1 with the hits. So the Islanders get the momentum. That should not have been there because we were on a lull. But it goes there now. So we got a 4. That's an odd man rush. We check to see which player. It's player number 5. And Fred Barrett has a defensive square. He breaks up the odd man rush. We roll a 6. That's 3 versus 3 on the Zoom chart. If Mike Eaves has the power quality, which he does, and Bob Bourne has the power quality, but since the Islanders have momentum, the Islanders stop the play. And there's another turnover. And that's a 9. That's the team that has momentum keeps the puck, so the Islanders keep the puck. There's a leaner. We're going to re-roll that. And there's another 9, and that is back-to-back 9s. The Islanders have just dished out a cheap shot against the NORTHSTARS, and the NORTHSTARS cannot get momentum until they start a fight. So the Islanders getting chippy here in the early going, and there's a 7, so there's the fight that we needed. So the way I handle this, if both players roll within the fight rating, the fight happens. If not, it's just some pushing and shoving. Either way, the cheap shot will have ended. So we got Gary Howitt with a 6 on the Islanders. So the Islanders are definitely going to drop the gloves. And here we have 3 for Youngins and 1 for Fred Barrett. The second defensive pair is on with them. So the red dice is the visitor. The white dice, well, we don't need to do the red dice because we know Howitt. The white dice is for the NORTHSTARS and is not within the fight range. So it's just some pushing and shoving. The refs break it up. And the NORTHSTARS have stopped the submission from the cheap shot, and we have a face-off in minute 16. And there's another 7. That's another 3 minutes of lulls. And there's a lull penalty in there for the Islanders. And we're up to minute 19. And we roll a 5. That's an automatic play for the Islanders. They roll an 8. That's 2, 1, 3, 5 stars for BRYAN Trottier. And they roll a 3-3. That's going to be a save by Malash. And the rebound's going to go to Mike Bossy with 4 shot stars. And Gilles Malash has no shot save stars. So if Mike Bossy rolls a 1-4 on the red dice, he's going to score. And he does. There's another goal for Bossy. So, Islanders take a 2-1 lead, 2-0 lead, and we're going to check the assists from the optional assist finder chart. It goes to the highest. That's going to be BRYAN TROTTIER. So that will close out the first period. Islanders with a 2-0 lead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 shots for the Islanders. 2, 3, 6, 11. 11 shots for the NORTHSTARS. Okay, so I'm going to check the clock here to see how much time we have left, because I never even started the clock. Let's see. I've got 15 minutes left before I have to restart the video. Okay, so from here on in, we're going to offset the lines. And we're underway, period 2. We roll a 4, that's going to the high. Rated face-off man, Bobby Smith, 54 to Merrick, 52. NORTHSTARS get it. And there's a 10, a turnover if the Islanders have the defensive square. PERSSON does. Turns the puck over, and there's a 5, that's a penalty check. And we roll a 2, that is the number 1 player in the defensive position. McAdam, he's a 0.5 versus Gord Lane is a 3, so the penalty is going to go on the Islanders. Gord Lane. You remember in Game 4 he had a misconduct. And 3 is going to be a bench penalty on the Islanders, so Lane is not going to get the penalty, but he's going to serve the penalty. So the NORTHSTARS, let's see, have their second power play. I'm going to advance the line so I know who comes on after the power play is over. Okay, same power play and penalty killing units as the last time. We roll a 4, and that is going to be a low penalty kill if the Islanders have, I believe it's, yes, 1. They need 1 penalty killing circle to kill it off, and they have Bob Bourne and Dave Langer, and they have 2. So the Islanders have just killed off the, checking for shots. The Islanders have just killed off the power play with lulls. The NORTHSTARS did not get a chance there. So we're back to even strength. And I give the team that kills a power play with lulls, I give them momentum. So the Islanders have momentum. So we got a 4 on the face-off. That's high face-off player. Give it to the home team. I don't give it to the momentum team on face-offs. I give it to the home team if it's tied. We roll a 4. That is a odd man rush for the NORTHSTARS at 1. And Glenn Sharpley has an offensive triangle, so they get the odd man rush. They roll a 7, secondary chart. 10 is 5, 1, 4. That's going to be 2 play stars for Gary Sargent. And they roll a 3-3. That's a 6. That's a shot and a save by Billy Smith. And a rebound for Glenn Sharpley. He's got 3 shot stars on the rebound. And he gets within range with the 3, but the total is a 7. That is going to be a save by Smith and a spectacular save chance. Now Smith has 1 spectacular save star. So off the chart he needs to roll a 2, 8, or 12 to make the spectacular save. Otherwise Glenn Sharpley is going to score on the rebound. And there's a 10, and that is a goal for the NORTHSTARS. Sharpley on the rebound. Checking the assist finder chart, we've got 10. That's the 2 highest men, so it's going to Young and Sargent. So the NORTHSTARS get on the board. It is now 2-1 Islanders, and the NORTHSTARS have momentum. And we roll a 5. That's an automatic shot for the Islanders. 7. That's secondary chart. That's another 7. 3, 4, 5. That's 3 play stars for Dave Lewis. They roll an 11. That's a save by Malash, and it's going to be a breakaway coming back the other way for the NORTHSTARS. Line 3. 4. That's 1, 3, 4. 2 play stars for Brad Maxwell. And they roll a 6-4, that's a 10. Billy Smith stops the breakaway, and the Islanders take over. We're in minute 7. 5, there's another penalty check. And they roll a 5, that's going to be defense 4. Hartsburg is a 1. We check offense 2. Tonelli is a 0.5. The penalty is going to be on the NORTHSTARS. And they roll an 8, so that's just a 2-minute minor on Hartsburg. Islanders are going to have their first power play of the game and advance the line so we know who comes on after the power play. So for the Islanders, first line, Trottier, Gillies, Bossy, Jean Potvin and Billy Harris on the point. Second line, Merrick, Tonelli, NYSTROM, PERSSON, and Anders Kaller on the point. Penalty killers for NORTHSTARS, EAVES and POLICH up front, with Schmier and Barrett on the back line. Second unit, Bobby Smith and Payne up front, with Sargent and Maxwell on the back line. So here we go on the power play for the Islanders. That's an 8. That's Islanders win the face-off, and they get an automatic play if they have power play circle stars. Trottier and Bossy do. So here we go, automatic play. That's a 4. Now, that is going to be a lull penalty kill if the NORTHSTARS have 2 power play, 2 penalty kill circles, and they do. Schmier and Barrett. It's now the NORTHSTARS' turn to kill off a penalty with lulls, and they will get momentum for doing that. So, NORTHSTARS make quick work of that penalty kill, and we got a face-off. It's going to the home team, line 2. 4 is an odd man rush, and we're going to check defense 4. Bob Larimer has a defensive square, breaks up the odd man rush. We're up to minute 11 in the second period. Islanders leading 2-1. We roll a 6 with a 5-1. That's going to be a zoom check. Dave Lewis needs the smart quality. He does not have it, so we're not even going to bother check over here. It's just a turnover. And we roll a 12. That's going to be a shot and a spectacular save chance for Billy Smith. Now, I do not check the shooter until after the I do not check the shooter unless a goal is scored. Otherwise, I don't need to know which individual shooter took the shot if there was a save. So here we go again. Billy Smith needs a 2, an 8, or a 12 to make a spectacular save. And we roll a 4. That's going to be a goal for the NORTHSTARS. They've just tied the game. And we're going to check the shooter finder chart to see who had it. 11, the third highest player on the line, which would be Bobby Smith. So, NORTHSTARS have tied it up. And we'll use the assist finder chart. We roll a 3, that's unassisted. Bobby Smith going in alone. And they keep momentum. The game is now 2-2. In the 13th minute of the second period, we roll a 6. Islanders win the face-off. 4, there's another odd man rush. Play starting to open up here in the second period. We check player 1. Dwayne Sutter does not have an offensive triangle, so they do not get the rush. 3-3, that's a zoom check with the centers. And we're going with the power quality. That's usually indicative of a big player. So EAVES has the power quality. Trottier has it. NORTHSTARS win it because they have momentum. And even if they didn't have momentum, they would win it because they're the home team. So NORTHSTARS get a play. 9. That is 4, 2. And the choice, we'll give it to EAVES. So we have 2 play stars. They roll a 9. That's a save by Smith, and Islanders take over with line 2. We roll a 7. There's a 3-minute lull. And that puts us up to minute 18 in the second period. Face-off, 10. It's going to the high player, high center. That's Bobby Smith. And they roll a 10. That's his third turnover that Stefan PERSSON has forced because of his defensive square. We're in the same minute, and 9, that's going to be a momentum check. Islanders with 3 hits, NORTHSTARS with 1. No, I'm sorry, the NORTHSTARS lost momentum because of the lull, so now the Islanders take over with momentum. And we roll a Ice Blast. We're checking the skill quality for the entire line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All Islanders have it. We don't even need to check the NORTHSTARS because the Islanders have momentum. Islanders get a play. We roll a 9. That's 4, 2. We get a momentum star there. Choice, we'll give it to NYSTROM for play stars. They roll a 1, 2. That is going to be a save. And if the NORTHSTARS have 2 defensive squares, they're going to grab the rebound. Payne and Schmier, they do. Some good defense by the NORTHSTARS, preventing a rebound. So it's just a turnover. We're in minute 19. There's a 9. Team with momentum keeps the puck, so turnover to the Islanders. And there's another 9, another cheap shot by the Islanders. So the NORTHSTARS are in submission, and they roll a 5-1. That's going to be a zoom check again. We're checking the smart quality for the Islanders. Langevin does not have it. So the Islanders do not make the play. Turnover, minute 20. Here we go. 7, and there's the fight. So, let's see. Fighters here. We've got Trottier and Billy Smith is a 2. Trottier is a 1. From the NORTHSTARS, we've got a 3, a 2, and a 5. So I'm going to roll to see if we're in both teams' range. And we are in both teams' range. We got a 2. So Billy Smith is going to get the fight for the Islanders. And 3 players are in range. So we're going to roll a decide or die to see who's going to drop the gloves against Smitty. And it's going to Ron ZANUSSI. So right at the buzzer, ZANUSSI getting into it with Billy Smith. And they throw down, and things are getting out of hand here in Minnesota. And, well, we're going to roll to see the result of the fight, even though it's the end of the period, because somebody could get injured. And there's an 11, and that is the home player gets knocked down. So Smitty probably took a swipe with his blocker glove or something, but that's not an injury. So that is the end of the second period. The NORTHSTARS got 2 back, so it's 2-2. At the end of 2, we're going to check the clock. And we're getting close, so I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to continue period 3 with a new video. Welcome back, hockey fans, to part 2 of Game 6 of the finals between the Islanders and NORTHSTARS from 1979-1980. We're going to start the third period. If you want to see how the game has gone so far, please check part 1, which had periods 1 and 2. And just by way of explanation, if you're wondering how I'm getting some of the readings, if you're not familiar with the Hockey Blast by PLAAY Games, I have, there's a face-off chart here, there's a play chart, a goalie save chart, spectacular save chart, goal chart, normal minutes, power play minutes, and I have most of these charts memorized. So a lot of times if you see me roll a dice and I just say, you know, it's a breakaway, it goes to the home team, and you're wondering where I'm getting these results from, I'm getting them off the charts, but in order to keep the video moving, I'm not continually going over the chart, looking at it, moving the camera over there. So we're getting ready to start period 3. The score is 2-2. NORTHSTARS leading shots 20-17. First period, Mike Bossy scored on a breakaway, and then he scored in the final minute of period 1 on a rebound. And then in the second period, Glenn Sharpley got the NORTHSTARS on the board on a rebound. And then later, Bobby Smith from line 1 scored an unassisted goal to tie it up. And the period ended with some pushing and shoving between Ron ZANUSSI and Islander goalie Billy Smith. And they both got 5 minutes of fighting. So let's see, so Youngins is going to take ZANUSSI's place on the line. And also, by way of explanation, if you were watching something else in part 1 you didn't understand, is that I usually don't move the cards around to replace players. Only if a player is injured or on a major penalty, perhaps I'll move the substitute on there. But on the power play and for the penalty killing unit and the power play unit, I don't move the cards around for the lines. I just make a mental note of which players are on for each unit, and that saves me time too of having to move the cards around. Okay, so we're ready to go. Period 3 with a face-off. We roll a 6, so that goes to the visiting team. And we roll a 6 on the Zoom chart, 4 versus 2, the hit quality. And Jean Potvin does not have the hit quality for the Islanders, so they do not get a play. Turnover, NORTHSTARS have the puck. We roll a 9, that's going to be a momentum check. We're checking the hit quality. NORTHSTARS have 1, and the Islanders have 3 on that second line. So the Islanders pick up momentum. They throw a big hit. And now we get another Zoom chart reading. We got 5 versus 1 with the smart quality. So the player in the defense 5 position, Gordon Lane, does not have the smart quality. That's usually indicative of a veteran player. So we don't even need to check if the NORTHSTARS have it. It's just a turnover. So we're in minute 3. 5 is going to be a penalty check. We have a leaner there, so I'm going to re-roll that. 12 is going to be the player in offensive 5 position. That's Fred Barrett is a 1 versus the defensive 1 position. Just let me make sure I'm getting that right there. Yeah, right. 12 is the offensive. All right, so it's Barrett versus Sutter. They're both a penalty 1, but the penalty is going to be on Barrett. And if we get down to about the halfway point of the third period, the ref is going to swallow the whistle, as they say in playoff games, and I will disallow any minor penalties, usually after the halfway point in the third period. So let's see what penalty Barrett got. That's just going to be 2 minutes. So the Islanders are going to have their second power play of the game. We'll move this up, and the Islanders have momentum. So we roll an 11. That is, the puck goes to the power play team. I'm going to roll in the first minute. We roll a 9. That is the team with the most offensive triangles. Islanders have 5, and we don't even bother checking the NORTHSTARS because they're not going to have 5. So it's a play for the Islanders. We roll an 8. That's player 2 passes to player 1 to 3. So we've got a bunch of momentum stars in there. It's going to be 6 shot stars for BRYAN TROTTIER. So the shot is going to be in range, and he needs a 5 or 6 on the white dice to beat Gilles Malache. And they do not get it. That's a save and a face-off. So Malache stops Trottier in the first minute, and we're rolling face-off for the second minute. We roll a 7. That's going to go to the high face-off player. Now the NORTHSTARS on the second line do not have anyone with the penalty killing circles, so they do not kill off the rest of the penalty. So the high face-off man is Bobby Smith, actually, so the shorthanded team still wins it. And we've got an 11. That is going to be the team with the most power play circle stars or penalty killing circles takes control. Neither team that's out on the ice right now, the NORTHSTARS do not have any penalty killing circles. Islanders line 2 does not have any power play circles. circle stars. So it's just a turnover. We're still in minute 2. 11. Same play. So that's a turnover. So it goes back to the NORTHSTARS. We roll a 2. That is going to be a spectacular save shot for the man advantage team. I had to check and make sure it wasn't the short-handed team. So it's a spectacular save chance for Gilles Malache. He only has 1 spec save star, so he's going to, just like Billy Smith, he's going to need a 2, 8, or 12, or otherwise the Islanders are going to have a power play goal. Rolls a 7. That's a goal for the Islanders, so we'll use the shooter chart to find out who got it. It's going to be from line 2. 7 is the highest player, so it's going to be Bobby NYSTROM. No, actually, Anders Kaller has the star too, so we're going to decide or die. And it's going to be NYSTROM. We'll check the assists. There's going to be 1 assist. And again, we need the... oh no, that's going to go to Stefan PERSSON. He's got 2. So the Islanders take the lead in the 3rd period on a Bobby NYSTROM power play goal. Stefan PERSSON with the assist. Islanders have a 3-2 lead, and we're going to be starting minute 6. Even strength, Islanders have momentum because they had the lead. It's going to be NORTHSTARS line 3 versus Islanders line 1. And ZANUSSI is back from his 5-minute major, so Youngins is back to the bench. Face-off 9 is going to be automatic play for the NORTHSTARS. 10 is for the player 1 to player 2. So we got 2 stars for Mike POLICH. And he gets 2 stars on the red dice. The shot is in range, and the 6 beats Billy Smith's 4 play save stars. The NORTHSTARS have just tied it up a minute later, and we are back to 3-3. Mike POLICH from the 3rd line, from Ron ZANUSSI, and Mike EAVES, and the NORTHSTARS are not giving up here at the Met Center. And momentum swings over to the NORTHSTARS. Face-off is 7. That is going to be a lull. We mark off 3 minutes of action. And we're coming up to minute 10. And they lose momentum. 11, that's going to be waved off. Face-off with new players. So the Islanders are going to have the advantage here because they have another face-off guy. The NORTHSTARS do not. Waved off again. I'm going to ignore that. We're going to keep the Islanders with the advantage because usually a player doesn't get tossed 2 times on 1 face-off. So 6, it's going to go to the visitors. We roll a 5-1. We've been getting a lot of these zoom checks with the player 5. So again, it's going to be Gord Lane. He needs the smart quality. He does not have it. So it's a turnover. NORTHSTARS get it. Line 2. And we roll a 7. That's 3 more minutes of lull action. We're coming up to minute 14 and a face-off. Coming down to crunch time here. 3-3 in the 3rd period. 8. That's going to go to the home team. And we roll another 7. That's another 3 minutes of lull action. The teams are becoming very cautious here. Nobody wants to make a mistake that could cost them the game here in the coming down the final minutes of the 3rd period. So we are coming up to minute 17 in the 3rd period. And we roll another lull. And we're coming up to minute 20. We're in the final minute. And we're going to allow both teams to do a line skip here, which both teams would naturally go to their first line in the last minute. Here we go. Will there be overtime, or will somebody end the game in the final minute? And 5 is going to be an automatic play for the Islanders. This could be the game right here. Their big line is on. They've got to play. 11 goes player 1 to player 3 to player 5. That's going to be 3 shot stars. 3 play stars for Dave Lewis. And they roll a 1-3. It's in range, but it's also in Malache's play save range. Malache makes the save, And the North Stars need one defensive square to prevent the Islanders from getting a rebound. They have two defensive squares. North Stars swarm on the puck, preventing Islanders from getting another shot. And we are going into overtime. Whew. Okay, so both teams had one goal in the third period. I'll figure out the shots after the game because I've been forgetting to write down the log shots. So in the overtime, we're not going to offset the lines. We're going to go back to the same line faces each other. Oh, I need a drink of water here. This is going to get hectic. All right, Game 6 at the Met Center. Zamboni finishes cleaning the ice, and we are ready for overtime action. And we start out with a 6. It's going to go to the Islanders. And there's a lull in overtime, so teams are still cautious here in the early going. We're in minute 4, face-off. And 9, that's going to be an automatic play for the North Stars. We're going to call that a leaner. We're going to roll it again. 8, that's player 2 to player 1 to player 3. That's going to be 5 play stars for Bobby Smith. Got a good chance to get in range here. 5 is in range, and the 5 on the white dice beats Billy Smith's 4 play shot stars. Bobby Smith has just scored in the 4th minute of overtime. The North Stars win Game 6, and they force a Game 7. So that is Bobby Smith. That's his 2nd of the game. From Steve Payne, Al McAdam, and the Met Center is going wild here. Game 6, the North Stars have just won it in overtime by a score of 4-3. We'll take a few, let's see, that's 1. We'll take a few minutes here and figure out the shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 lull sequences where we got to figure out the shots. That's 3 for the North Stars, 3 for the North Stars. That's 2 for the Islanders, 1 for the North Stars, and 3 for the Islanders. So the third period was 5, 6, 7 for the Islanders, and the third period was 7, 8. Okay, so overall 29 shots for the North Stars and 24 for the Islanders. And the Islanders were 1 for 2 on the power play, and the North Stars were 0 for 2 on the power play. And there you have it. Hockey Blast delivers once again with an exciting overtime game. And so it looks like I'm going to have to videotape Game 7 as well. But for the time being, final score, North Stars 4, Islanders 1. Bobby Smith scoring his 2nd of the game in overtime. Stay tuned for Game 7. Thanks for watching, everybody.